7 years ago, I lost the only person I ever thought truly understood me. And for 7 years, I convinced myself I hated her. But hatred is strange. Real hatred fades. What stays is the memory. The wondering. The late night what if that creeps in when the world goes quiet. Her name was Emily Carter, and at 12:07 a.m. on a rainy Thursday night, her name lit up my phone screen for the first time in 7 years. I remember every detail because my body reacted before my brain did. My stomach dropped, my chest tightened, my hands literally started shaking. The message was short. Emily, I know I don't deserve a response, but I need to tell you the truth before it's too late. I stared at the screen for almost 10 minutes. 7 years earlier, Emily had disappeared from my life without warning. No explanation, no goodbye, nothing. One day we were inseparable. The next day, she was gone. Blocked me everywhere. Deleted photos. Changed schools halfway through senior year. Completely vanished. And the worst part? 3 weeks later, I found out she was dating my best friend, Tyler. So, yeah. Destroyed my heart isn't dramatic enough. Back then, Emily wasn't just some crush. She was my person. We grew up together in a small town outside Portland. Our parents were friends. We walked to school together from 3rd grade until graduation. She knew everything about me. The panic attacks I hid from everyone. The way I used humor whenever I was hurting. The fact I secretly wrote songs but never let anyone hear them. And I knew her too. Or at least I thought I did. I knew she hated thunderstorms but loved rain. I knew she reread the same books when she felt lonely. I knew she always tucked her hands inside oversized hoodie sleeves because she said it made her feel safe. By 16, everyone assumed we were dating. Truth is, we never officially were, but we existed in that dangerous space between friendship and love. The space where both people feel everything, but nobody says it out loud, until one night changed everything. It was after prom. Tyler had thrown a party at his lake house while his parents were gone. Loud music, drunk teenagers, all the usual small-town chaos. Around midnight, Emily found me sitting alone on the dock. "You always disappear at parties," she said. "And you always find me," I replied. She smiled. That smile ruined me for years afterward. She sat beside me, knees touching mine. And for a while, we just listened to the water. Then she quietly said, "Do you ever think we're gonna ruin this?" I looked at her. "This? Us?" I laughed nervously. "You say that like there's an us." Her expression changed immediately. Not angry, not hurt, just scared. Then she whispered something I'll never forget. "There's always been an us." I swear my heart stopped, because after years of wondering, there it was. Finally, I leaned toward her. She leaned toward me. And right before we kissed, Tyler burst through the dock door yelling our names because somebody had fallen into the lake drunk. The moment vanished, and somehow, we never got it back. 3 weeks later, she disappeared, and 3 weeks after that. Tyler posted a photo kissing her. I still remember throwing up after seeing it. No explanation, no closure, nothing. I moved away after graduation, worked construction jobs, eventually became an electrician in Chicago. I dated other women, some good people too, but nobody ever touched the part of me Emily lived in. And honestly, I hated myself for that. So when her message appeared after 7 years, every old wound reopened instantly. I should have ignored it. Instead, I replied, "Me." "What truth?" She didn't answer immediately. 3 dots appeared, disappeared, appeared again. Then finally, "Can I call you?" I almost said no. But curiosity is powerful when it's wrapped around unresolved pain. So I answered. The second I heard her voice, I nearly hung up, because she sounded exactly the same. Older, softer, more tired maybe, but still Emily. For a few seconds, neither of us spoke. Then she quietly said, "You still breathe through your nose when you're angry." That destroyed me instantly, because nobody else in my entire life ever noticed that. I swallowed hard. What do you want? Silence. Then I heard it. She was crying, not dramatic movie crying, the kind people do when they've been holding something inside for years. Finally, she whispered, I lied to you. I laughed bitterly. No kidding. No, you don't understand. Then she said the sentence that changed everything. Tyler told me you slept with Rachel the night after prom. My brain froze. What? He showed me messages. I never slept with Rachel. I know that now. I stood up so fast my chair hit the floor, because Rachel was Tyler's ex, and after prom she had flirted with me at the party. Emily saw it, I remembered that, but nothing happened. Nothing. You believed him? I asked, her breathing cracked. He had screenshots. What screenshots? I didn't know they were fake. I couldn't even process what I was hearing. Then she said something worse. He told me you laughed about me, said you'd never actually date me because I was emotionally exhausting. I felt physically sick, because those were Tyler's words, not mine. I suddenly remembered him saying almost that exact sentence about her months earlier, and Emily had believed it came from me. 7 years. 7 years destroyed because one insecure idiot manipulated both of us. But it got worse. So much worse. Emily whispered, I found out the truth 2 months ago. How? Tyler confessed. Apparently, Tyler had been drunk during a poker night with mutual friends. He admitted he forged texts because he was obsessed with Emily and knew she loved me. Loved me, not liked, loved. And according to Emily, everyone at the table went silent after he admitted it. One of our old friends called her the next morning, and suddenly 7 years of confusion finally made sense. I sat down again because my legs literally felt weak. You could have asked me, I said quietly. I know. You could have confronted me. I know. Why didn't you? And her answer crushed me. Because I already thought you were going to leave eventually. That hit deeper than everything else. Because suddenly I understood. Emily always feared abandonment. Her dad walked out when she was 9. Every relationship in her life taught her people leave when things get hard. So when Tyler showed her proof, she ran before I could hurt her first. I covered my face with my hand. Part of me was furious. Part of me wanted to scream. But another part, the dangerous part, still loved her, even after everything. Then Emily said something strange. There's another reason I called. I felt cold instantly. What reason? Long silence. Then, I'm getting married in 3 weeks. There it was. Of course. Of course life would do this. I laughed again, but this time it sounded broken. So why tell me now? Because I couldn't walk into a marriage carrying this. I wanted to hate her in that moment, but pain and love mixed together create something ugly and human. I asked the question I shouldn't have asked. Do you love him? Silence. Too long. Then finally, he's a good man. That wasn't an answer, and we both knew it. I closed my eyes. Rain hammered my apartment windows while 7 years of memories tore through me. Then she whispered, I looked for you last year. What? I went to Portland hoping you'd visit for Christmas like you used to. You could have texted. I was scared. Of course she was. Emily had always been scared. Scared of rejection. Scared of abandonment. Scared of needing someone too much. Then came the sentence that ruined me completely. I never stopped loving you. I actually stopped breathing for a second. Because some words arrive too late, and yet they still matter. I didn't know what to say, so neither of us spoke for almost a minute. Then I finally asked, why are you really calling me, Emily? And this time, she told the truth. Because if I marry him without hearing your voice one more time, I think part of me will regret it forever. Jesus. I walked to my kitchen just to steady myself. You ever experience emotional whiplash so intense your body doesn't know what emotion to choose? That was me. Anger, love, relief, grief, hope, resentment, all at once. Then she quietly asked, "Did you ever love me?" I laughed softly. "Emily, I compared every woman I ever dated to you for 7 years." She started crying again, and suddenly we weren't 30-year-old adults anymore. We were just two terrified kids sitting on that dock again, interrupted before life could happen. Then she said, "If things had been different," I stopped her. "No, don't do that." "Why?" "Because they weren't different." Silence, painful silence. Then she whispered, "I'm sorry." And I believed her. That was the worst part. I truly believed her. We talked until almost 4 a.m. about everything. Her job, my life in Chicago, her anxiety, my failed relationships, all the years we lost, and right before hanging up, she asked me one final question. "Do you think we would have made it?" I looked out at the rain for a long time before answering, and I said the most honest thing I've ever said in my life. "I think we already did. We just didn't get enough time." She cried quietly after that. Then she said goodbye. Not dramatic, not cinematic, just soft, human, real. And when the call ended, I sat alone in my apartment until sunrise. You'd think the story ends there, but it doesn't. Because 3 days later, Emily didn't get married. Yeah, I didn't know either until she showed up outside my apartment building in Chicago, holding an oversized hoodie over shaking hands, just like she used to. And when I walked outside, she looked at me with tears in her eyes and said, "I'm tired of being afraid." I wish I could tell you everything became perfect after that. It didn't. 7 years leave scars. Trust doesn't magically reappear because love survives. We fought, we cried. We spent months untangling old pain. But for the first time in our lives, we were honest, completely honest. And maybe that's what love actually is. Not destiny, not perfect timing. Just two broken people finally telling each other the truth before it's too late. We've been together 3 years now. Last month, during another thunderstorm, Emily fell asleep beside me on the couch wearing one of my hoodies. And right before she drifted off, she whispered, "Imagine if you never answered that text." I kissed her forehead and told her the truth. I've imagined it every day since.